Hi everyone, my name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States. That's 10 a.m. if you're in Australia or 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. Hope you guys and girls are well. Do remember, if you miss the live streams, you can always catch up and click the videos tab on my Twitch page to watch the older streams. Okay, do remember too, if you want to join the Phil Does 3D Discord server, just type !Discord in Twitch chat or click the graphic in my panels below my stream. We're working on the House in the Hollow game, which you can wishlist right now on Steam. Again, !Steam in Twitch chat or click the graphic in my panels. So we're working on the elevator for that game, which goes in the basement. Well, it's a little bit past the basement, but down in the basement. We've been working on UV mapping last week and this week. We finished the UV mapping, thank goodness. So if I jump into Max, this is the elevator we're working on. We have UV mapped everything up, apart from the glass sections and the wire frame sections, but I think they might be okay. So I'm just going to check them before we move on. Let me see. Let's do an unwrap UVW down. Yeah, that should be fine. And let's check the glass. Outer glass tube. That should be fine. And finally, just the door glass. As always, guys, if you've got any questions while I'm working, feel free to pop into chat and ask me. If I can give you a hand in any way, I'm happy to try. If you just want to pop in and say hello, that is always welcome. But if all you want to do is watch, that is completely fine. So let's just isolate the door glass. Check that. Now this one will need to be mapped. So I'm going to... how am I going to do this? We might just do a flatten mapping on it, I think. And that will work. Good. Okay, so now everything is UV mapped. I'm just going to do a quick save. And what we need to start doing now is Vertex Coloring the different bits and pieces before we take it into Substance Painter to start texturing it up. And the elevator is broken down into different sections. So we've got the frame of the elevator itself, the outer frame, and then we have the outer door, and we have two inner doors that slide open. But we're going to start with the outer frame here. And I'm working in the low poly versions. We'll use the high to low poly to do a bake when we get into Substance Painter. So let's isolate the frame. Well, yeah. What am I calling? Yeah, the frame. Okay. I'm going to throw down and edit. Actually, I'm going to do a collapse on my stack. And let's see here now. So this piece, these pieces, these ones and these ones can all be the one color. So I don't know, let's make them a red. Okay, so then this piece, this one can be a color. You are First Smurfberry Barbecue. It's good to see you, buddy. First into chat. Okay, so then we can make this one, these. Now I'm just trying to sort of picture in my mind how I want to texture this up. Yeah, I think if we make these a separate color, we can make them a different material. It might look more interesting, I think. So let's make these like a blue. let's make them an aqua. And that will leave these. Yeah, let's make them a separate color. We'll make them a dark green. And then that leaves these bits here, which are broken up into separate pieces, but I'm just going to texture them all with the one material. And we'll make that the same material as these. And also these. Yeah, let's make them a purple. Purpley pink. So that leaves this bar here, which will make its own color. Let's make that a darker purple. And then the actual pentagram symbol here, we will make all of these the same. Not that. And the little ones up here. And maybe this one here. Yeah. Let's make them their own color. What color will we pick? Let's make it a dark mustard color. And then that will leave the actual pentagram itself. Again, I've got to try and work out how I want to do this. Maybe if we go like that. We can make that like a really dark purple color. And then that will leave. Okay, so I must remember I've got these circles here. And then these bits here. I believe that's right. We'll find out in a minute. Let's make that, oh, I don't know. Let's make that a light yellow. Okay, let's turn on Vertex Coloring, see if we've missed anything. I think we're good. I don't think we've missed anything. Everything looks colored. Yep, no, I think we're good. I'm just going to double check to make sure I want to make any changes here. No, I think we should be okay. Let's turn Vertex Coloring off. And go out of isolation. Now I'm trying to decide if how I want to tackle this. I think what we might do is we might do all the Vertex Coloring first, and then we'll start taking the bits and pieces into Substance Painter. I think that's probably the easiest way to go. So let's keep doing that. So let's work on the actual lift itself. Okay, let me collapse my stack. Now, we're going to make these pieces, which are like the brakes for the lift in case it falls, in case something happens and the cable snaps and it wants to fall. We'll make them their own color. And then we have the gears. Glide, that's right, glide. Because no one wants to be in a lift and it's hurtling toward the ground, do they? You want to hope that there's some sort of safety feature built into the lift so that you won't die. So that one and this one can also be the same texture. Smokey says, what? You should make the chat text larger on screen. Oh, gold, sorry. I shouldn't I? Because you know I'm blind, Smokey. Gold, yes, everything is, we are going to have some gold, sorry. I thought I think a lie. It's all the L's, you confuse me. Let's face it, it's quite easy to confuse Phil. I don't know if I'll make them gold, but we will have some gold somewhere, trust me. Let's make that its own color, and let's make that a yellow. Okay, so then we have... Smokebreeze says gold would actually be terrible for an e-brake. It's a very soft material. Yeah, no, we will have gold somewhere. I didn't say we would have gold on the brakes though. Because you are correct, gold is very soft and it would be pretty useless on a brake pedal. So now the top here, we can... I'm actually going to separate the colours. But when I come to actually texture it, I may just texture it all as one material. We'll see how we go. But for the moment, I'm going to separate these sections into their own color. So let's make that a green. Then we have the actual top of the lift itself. I'm just going through my my options here. Okay, so this we will make... I'm trying to work out if I want to include both of those in the same texture group. Let's separate them. If I want to include them, I can just include more colours in the colour selection. But for the moment, we'll make it separate. So we'll make that an aqua blue. We'll make both of these their own colour. Make them a dark blue. Then we've got the inside here. So let's make this and these. Their own colour. Make them a pinky colour. Then we have the decorative pieces here. Let's make those bright pink. Okay. Now, I think I want the base here to be the same color as this up here, so I'm going to select that and that. And I think probably these ones as well should be the same. As well as these pieces here. These are just metal pieces that sit underneath it. The mirrors go in here, so these are just like pieces of metal that sit under the mirror. I was originally going to put a chair in here, but then I thought, well, no, we're going to have that control lever that sits here on the ground inside the lift, so a chair is really going to start to make things a bit too squished for people to move around. So let's make those. Let's make them a really dark green. The base I want to be a separate material because I want to put some sort of decorative base in, so let's make that a really deep browny red. So let's look at the actual lift, the guts of the lift here. We'll make all the straight pieces here the same. Okay. I'm looking through the lift here to try and work out how I want to colour this up. I think we might also make these pieces here the same. Android Lust, hey, it's good to see you. Yeah, we'll make these the same. I had to restart the stream this morning because we didn't get the transcoding straight off, but I only had to restart the stream once, thankfully, but yeah. We do have transcoding, so if you can't watch the stream at source, which is 1080p, 60 frames a second, you can knock it back. But it didn't kick in immediately like it normally does this morning. I had to restart the stream. Okay. I think that's all of them. I don't think I've forgotten any. So let's make that its own colour. And let's make that... I'm starting to forget which colours we've chosen. Let's make that a dark blue. Okay, so then we've got these decorative pieces which will make their own colour. These circular thingies? The circular thingies, you know what I mean. Not that one. Okay, and we'll also make these circular thingies at the bottom the same as the ones at the top. So we're going to do all the Vertex Coloring and then we're going to jump into Substance Painter to start texturing. And I'm going to take the pieces in individually. I'm not going to take it as one entire lift. We will take this piece will be brought in separately from the other pieces. It'll just make it easier for us to see what we're doing as we're texturing it up. Because if I brought the whole thing in together, because it's layer upon layer upon layer, it's going to get hard for us to see exactly. Well, I mean, we can turn things on and off in Substance Painter. We could get around it that way, but I think it'll just be less taxing as well on the system if we bring it in separately. Just easier to work with. Why work with 5 layers when you can work with 1 at a time? So those bits, and probably also these little squiggly bits at the bottom as well. They can all be the same texture or the same material. What we'll probably end up doing too is we have created a couple of smart materials already that we can reuse when we textured up the controller for the lift. And any new ones we can create more smart materials so we can apply it to the rest of the lift pieces as we bring them in. Mr. Square Peg, it's good to see you. Smurpery says, I'm going to guess at least 50k. Oh, you're asking about this is the low poly version we're looking at. And each piece is a separate piece, so it's not going to be sort of imported into Unreal as one complete lift. And I have a feeling Smurf is about right. I think it's about 50,000 on the low poly. It's 5 million on the high poly and around 50,000 on the low poly. So the high poly is pretty high. Yeah. But this is the low we're looking at. There's a light that fits in here. Now, some people might be looking at this and thinking, why don't you use an alpha map to actually get your ironwork? Like, you know, you use an alpha with a pattern of ironwork and bake it that way. That's really old school. That in the days of the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, that might have worked okay. But today's games, people expect a lot more. And the problem you have with using an alpha map is, particularly when you start trying to use ray tracing in a game, the old way of doing it is not going to work anymore. And you're going to get really nice shadows by actually using geometry, because this lift does actually have a light in here, which will throw really interesting shadows from the from all the bars, as opposed to baking it with an alpha. But that does mean we're going to push our poly count up. Try count, I should say. I just have a habit of saying poly count, but when you're working with game engines, it's triangles, not polygons. So it is try count, as Android Lust says. So, and it's about 50,000 tries. But it's good to see you, Mr. Square Peg. Smurpery says you need a really high resolution texture to do this with an alpha. Yeah, but even with an alpha and a high resolution texture, which you would need, you're right, you're not going to get shadows. An alpha map can't fake actual shadows being cast, so geometry for nice shadows is the only way to go. Because particularly the game is RTX compatible. Like, you can turn ray tracing on, so we need the geometry. We need those tries. We can't fake it with an alpha. Now, some places I'm faking it with an alpha, like the wire mesh that goes inside of the cage. That's going to be faked with an alpha. Mr. Squarepeg says, I'm super excited for the next generation Xbox consoles. Aren't we all? Although I'm a PC gamer, PC master race. But yeah, no, the quality of the graphics and stuff should be amazing, because the power of the new console is pretty impressive. And I'm super excited for the new release of the of NVIDIA's graphics cards, because they're due to come out next month. They're going to make an announcement at the end of this month for a reveal and release next month. That's the rumor anyway. I'm pretty sure they probably will. So let's make these deep aqua. So what's left? Okay, so what's left are these bits through here. We're going to make them their own texture, separate material, so that we can maybe make them gold. Because I know how much Smurf loves gold. You guys want gold toilets and things? You love your gold. Well, make them a gold. Smurpery says, also on a curved surface like this, there would be an obvious point near the silhouette where the Fresnel would be, where it was obvious that it was an alpha and had no thickness. Well, that's true too. and use, like I said, using an alpha map to fake this sort of detailing was required in the olden days because the consoles and stuff and graphics cards weren't that powerful. But with the new graphics cards, or the current graphics cards, and with the Unreal Engine in particular, it can handle lots of polygons without a problem. And you get the benefit, like I said, with ray tracing and having really nice ray trace shadows that will come off of the bars and be thrown on the ground. So, although I haven't quite decided the room this goes in, I haven't designed the room for it. So, I'm actually thinking I may have water. Like I may have like a what do they call it? Like a walkway that you walk along to get to the lift door, and outside of the lift here, maybe water, like a pond, even though it is indoors. I don't know. I'm just trying to think at the moment what would be visually interesting to look at as far as the room design goes that this elevator is sitting in. Mr. Squarepeg says, I was not in the Xbox camp until last week. Xbox Series S is probably going to be a cut-down Series X, allegedly. Yes, that seems to be confirmed, the rumour that there'll be a Series X and a Series S, and the S being the cut-down and cheaper version. Mercury says, oh, hey, it's that Danky Dirty song again. Is it really? It is too. Mr. Squarepeg says, also NVIDIA is getting ready to put DLSS 2.0 on their Tegra chips, apparently. Oh, really? According to a job posting. We just need a Series E now, Mr. Squarepeg says. Look, yeah, I'm the game studio and I, not just I, we are working with DLSS 2.0 at the moment, and it is very impressive. Again, I've signed NDAs, so I can't really talk about it very much, but it's good. It is very good. NVIDIA have done an amazing job with DLSS 2.0. I'm impressed. Mr. Squarepeg says, we just need a Series E now for the dank memes. Android Love says, I wonder why they make a cut-down version of the new Xbox. Probably to sell more, I guess. The cheaper version, the cut-down version will be the cheaper version, which is always a good thing. We like cheap. Because not everyone can afford to buy, can afford to spend $700, say it's $699 for the Xbox X. Not everyone can afford to pay that. Microsoft know that. So I'm imagining they're making a cut-down version for those people that, or for those parents that don't want to spend $700 on a console for their kid, which is fair enough. I'm waiting to see what the cost of the new NVIDIA cards is, because they're just getting so expensive now to buy an NVIDIA graphics. Not just NVIDIA, but NVIDIA lead the pack with cost of graphics cards. I hope NVIDIA don't price themselves too high, because otherwise people will just end up buying a console because it'll work out cheaper for them. Even though the games that you buy on consoles are generally more expensive than a PC. And it's not as, you don't have as much control over everything as you do on a PC when you're playing a game. Like, controlling what sort of graphics and all that sort of stuff, which I like. That's one of the reasons I like playing on a PC. I like to be able to dial things up or down to suit my taste, not what the developers have decided they're going to force you to use on a console. But I know people are very price conscious at the moment, particularly with everything going on in the world. So I just hope NVIDIA don't price themselves too high. Mr. Squarepeg says to Android, lost more people in their ecosystem buying games. That's right, because once you're locked into a console, because they generally let you play older versions of games on new consoles, so like you could play the current Xbox games on the Xbox Series X. It's lock you into the ecosystem. That's exactly right, Mr. Squarepeg. Andrew Doss says, is there a big difference in the C? I don't know the specs of the S. I don't think anyone does yet. I just know that's coming. Mr. Squarepeg says they take a loss on hardware and make it up in game sales. That's right, because you pay more for a game on a console than for the same game on a PC. And you have more control of the graphics on your PC than you do on the console too. So it's cheaper on the PC, and you've got much more control of how it looks when you play the game. Mr. Squarepeg says the Series S was leaked by a controller of all things. I hope NVIDIA priced themselves modestly. I do too. Legmog, it's good to see you. How are you, buddy? Legmog says, man, how far have we come? No need for alpha. All those tiny meticulous little details all being fully modelled, 3D geometry, all rigged with dynamics and collision and splendoriferous fanciness. All that technological progress and still no toilets or kitchens. What do you mean? There is a toilet. There is a gold toilet. Man, there is no kitchen though. I'll give you that. There still is no kitchen. That will be the last thing that I put in because I'm having a bit of a problem working out the design for the kitchen. Which, like I said to you guys, is a bit ironic because when I first started doing ArchViz work, I did kitchens. That's all I did, kitchens. But I'm having a bit of an issue trying to come up with the design for the kitchen. So, and unfortunately, as the creative director, it all falls down to me to come up with the design. The pressure. So yes, you're correct, there is no kitchen, but there is a toilet, and it's a gold toilet. You've got a gold toilet seat and a gold toilet seat cover. Although it's completely impractical because you freeze your butt off having a gold toilet. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I think that's all the fretwork, the detail work. So let's make that its own colour. Let's make it a really deep burgundy, sort of burgundy colour. Legmark says that'll probably be a few generations off before we reach those kinds of levels. You're pushing it for a full slap. Yes, hello to you as well. You know, in fact, I think I'll give you a full slap anyway because I haven't handed one out for a while and you always deserve one, Legmog, so there you go. That's for you. Full slap to Legmog. Mr. Squarepeg says hello. Android Dust says you're all design. I am. You know, it's really tiring. Look, I love doing design, but man, because I'm working both for the game studio and the ArchViz studio, I'm just finding it very tiring. I'm starting to get very tired. Look, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I love doing games again. It's been a while and I do like it. It is a fun thing to do, but I've forgotten just how much work and how tiring it can be. Now, the only bits that I think are left are these little bits here. I really should have made them the same as these bits here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn on Vertex Coloring so that I can actually leave them white if I wanted to, because that is a colour. White is a colour. In fact, I might just do that. I might leave them white. That'll give me the option then is I can either make them the same colour as these bars if I want, or I can make it a completely separate texture. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. So let's see. I think that means that I've Vertex coloured everything I want on this piece up. Just making sure the colours are all different enough from each other that Substance Painter won't have a fit when I try and tell it to choose a particular colour. I think we're good. I think we're good. Alrighty, let's turn Vertex Coloring off and go out of isolation mode. Legmog says, I'm sure all the engineers and the finest mathematical minds at the top companies are absolutely scratching their heads trying to figure out how we made 3D kitchens. No one can figure it out. You're so cheeky. You're not going to get a fill slap, but you're going to get the stink eye. Legmog says glorious. Alrighty, so let's keep going, shall we? We've done the main lift. Let's work on the main door. Collapse my stack. So we're going to have this and this as one color. And then we'll make it a red. Then we're going to have these pieces yeah, we'll make this its own color. Let's make that a yellow. Then we've got these pieces. Let's make them a green. And then we've got these pieces here that sit at the front of the door. Let's make them an aqua. And then we've got these little rivets here. Let's make them their own color. Let's make them a dark green. But before I forget, we've got the hinges. Let's make them their own color, because I know I'll forget if I don't do it as soon as I say it. Let's make them a dark yellow. Okay, so what do we got left? Android Dot says, I'm going to throw a work in progress in Discord. Cool. We'll check it out at the end of the stream. Do remember, guys, if you do have any work you want me to see, and you're not a sub to my channel, because only subs can post links in Twitch chat, there's a gallery section on the Phil Does 3D Discord server. That's the link to the Discord. I've just popped into Twitch chat. Click that, you'll get an invite link to join the Phil Does 3D Discord, and you can post links to your work in the gallery, because I love looking at the stuff that you guys are making. You've been slacking? It's okay to slack. Like I said to you guys, if you're not feeling it, don't do it. If you don't force yourself to do something to work in 3D, because it's just, you won't do good work anyway. So it's okay to be slack. I mean, yeah. I have my days where I don't want to do anything as well. And I love 3D. I live and breathe 3D, but there are still days where I'm just tired or I can't be bothered. Let's see now. How are we going to break this up? Maybe that. And again, I'm just trying to picture in my mind it textured up so I can sort of break it up into the different materials. So maybe this one and this one. These ones are broken up into individual pieces, so. But I'm not going to texture them individually. No point. Could if I wanted to, maybe I will. Actually, I wonder if I will. Maybe I will. I'm going to deselect these bits here. Not that bit. Just so we can get a bit more interest maybe on these bits and pieces. So that, and probably for a bit of balance, the ones in the middle here we will include as part of the same texture. I could include these pieces, but I think I'll keep them separate. So let's make that a purple color. So that will leave. I'm going to do these little pieces here that I deselected before I forget that they're not part of it. So this, and on this side. Let's make that its own color. Let's make that I don't know, let's make it a really dark purple. So what does that leave? That leaves these middle bits. I see, I could, yeah, I might leave those. And these middle bits. And these side bits. So if we make that its own color, and I'm running out of colors. Let's go with that sort of blue. So now I'm going to go into Vertex Color mode so I can see what's left. Okay, it looks like I forgot this piece here, so let's make that the same color as that. No, that was the wrong color. Let's make that the same color as that. And I've also forgot this white ring here, so let's make that the same color as that. Okay, so we've got, and so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select these white pieces. And maybe these pieces down here as well. Let's make that the same color as this dark purple down here. So that color. I'm just now going to go through and select any little bits and pieces I've forgotten that are separate. Let's make that dark purple. And I think there's one or two pieces up here. Let's make that the same as that blue. It looks like there might be one or two pieces up here as well. Let's make that color. What's going on there? Not sure exactly what's going on there. Just going to go out, turn Vertex Coloring off so I can see what is going on there. Okay. Looks like they might be errant polys, I think. I've just got to read my chat. Legmog says, I'm sure all the engineers and the finest mathematical minds at the top companies are absolutely... Oh, I think I read that, didn't I? Yes, I did. Smurper says, Andrew Luss says, I think making color IDs might be my least favorite thing about 3D. Mine is actually... Mine is UV mapping. I hate UV mapping so much. I'm just going to do a quick save here before I do anything drastic. So I'm going to do a save as. just to be on the safe side. We'll do a revision from revision 16 to revision 17. And wait for Mac to save that out. Remember, it is saving out a 5 million poly version because I've got the high poly versions hidden. I'm going to remove those verts. So let's just turn Vertex Coloring back on again. Don't think I've forgotten anything. Looks like I might have an errant one there. Let's just fix that up. I think we're good. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I think everything's coloured up. Let's turn Vertex Coloring off. And now, so what's left? Let's look at the outer cage here. Okay, collapse my stack. So this, and this can all be the one color. Let's make that a red. Then we have the actual, this is like a handle that, or a railing I should say, that runs around the outside of the lift. Let's make that a yellow. Okay, now let's work on these pieces. I think we'll make them all the same. Not these decorative pieces, I will make them a different material. Okay, so let's make these a green. And then let's make these decorative pieces a separate material. Let's make them an aqua blue. Android Dot says UVs are satisfying. I hate doing UV mapping. I hate it. I mean, really important, but man, do I hate doing it. I mean, I guess if you're one of those people that likes to maybe play Tetris and stuff, it's a bit like Tetris when you do UV mapping, getting everything to fit the most optimally inside your UV space. That's what it reminds me of anyway. And I like Tetris, don't get me wrong, but I don't like UV mapping. Okay, so those straight pieces there. Yeah. Let's make them their own color. We'll make them a deeper blue. Kintigi, good to see you, Kintigi. Hope you're well. And Smepper says UV packing is the worst. It is the worst, I agree. It's good to see you, Kintigi. Hope you're well. Let us now let's do these central pieces here. Let's make them a purpley pink. Then that leaves these straight pieces here. Do I want to include those as well? Let me think. No, I don't think I do. I think we'll do something else with those. Crosswind, it's good to see you, Crosswind. I hope you're well. Crosswind says, I'll be glad when UV mapping is a thing of the past. I hope one day we never have to do it again. Me too. I mean, we do have PTEX, which was supposed to sort of be the way not to do UV mapping anymore, but yeah, it's not really used in games. We have UDIMs now, though. We can use UDIMs in games now. That's pretty cool. And we can use UDIMs in Substance Painter, which is also pretty cool. But yeah, I agree. No UV mapping would be nice. Would be very nice. Let's make them their own colour. Make them a dark purple. So now what I want to do, actually before I get to that, let's just finish doing the rest of it. Android Lost says that would be a sad day. You don't have to. What if they give you the option of either UV mapping or not UV mapping? So for people like you, Android Lost, who like UV mapping, you can still UV map. But to have the option not to have to would be nice. So let's make those pieces their own colour. What colour haven't I used? Maybe a dark green. Alright. Now I know there are bits and pieces I've forgotten. I'm leaving them till the last so I can sort of just turn Vertex Coloring on. That'll give me a better idea of how I want to go. So now with these decorative pieces here, I think. I don't know. My brain hurts when I think about it. I think. I think that and they can be the same, which means maybe these and that can be, yeah, let's do that. So these pieces can be the same as these pieces. Do I want to make that different? Just for the moment, I'm going to leave those out. So it'll be the same as these pieces. What's that piece? Bad, Max. So those ones are the same. Yeah, we'll do that. I think that'll be interesting, actually. So I won't include these pieces here in the half circles. There's only 2 of them on either side. So let's make these our own colour. We'll make them, I don't know, really dark purple, I guess. So that will leave these pieces here. And these pieces here. Not that piece at the bottom. And we can make those the same colors as these pieces through here. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'll look interesting. Android Lost says, if the results are the same, I'd be a fool to not do the new way. Did anyone see ZBrush 20? I did, Android Lost. Actually, I was going to talk about that. I looked at the video that Pixologic put on their YouTube channel about the upcoming 2021 release of ZBrush. And it does look cool. The new cloth features look incredibly cool. I use cloth quite a bit in my work. And I have to admit, they do look nice. The new cloth features in ZBrush 2021 look pretty sweet. As much as I hate ZBrush, and I wish they'd change the interface, it does look good. The way you can manipulate the cloth and things, it's very cool. I generally do cloth in Max, but if I upgrade to 2021 of ZBrush, then I'll certainly probably use ZBrush and grit my teeth and hate every minute of it, but I probably will do it. They're not just cloth, there are other things in the new version coming up that are really interesting in ZBrush. Android L says, yeah, I'm excited about the cloth features. Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. Just the way you can manipulate the cloth looks very interesting. Very user-friendly, much more user-friendly than doing cloth in Max, which is generally what I do. It's releasing tomorrow, I believe, too, isn't it? The new ZBrush 2021. I think release date is tomorrow. Andrew Duff says, didn't know when it was releasing. Yes, tomorrow. Releases tomorrow. So you don't have to wait long. Okay, so if we make all of those their own color. Again, I'm just trying to work out if I want to break this up at all. Maybe. Yeah. I'm going to make them all their own color, but I might break it up a little bit, I think. I think it might be more interesting. So I'm going to make these, let's make these. Oh wow, I'm really running out of colors here to use. Mid-yellow. But what I want to do, I think, is I want to deselect these. So we have those pieces. We might make them their own color. We'll get rid of this one. Yeah, that would look more interesting. Let's make that another color. Let's make it this dark, reddy purple, dark purple. So then that leaves these squiggly bits. Which I put in because I just couldn't think of anything else to put there. Let's make that a mid-green. Let's turn Vertex Coloring on so we can check if we have forgotten anything. Okay, so I have forgotten a couple of pieces here. Now these bars here, I think we're going to make them the same color as these. So we'll select those. Also these pieces here. And looks like I've forgotten one down there, but let's look at the bars first. Let's make these side bars the same color as these pink bars in the middle. Okay, and I have forgotten a couple of bits and pieces down here. We'll come back to that in a minute. Let's make those the purple. And this piece here should be the purple as well. Okay. Now that leaves these decorative pieces here along the outside. We'll leave them white because again we can use white as its own color. I'm just looking to see if there's any way I want to swap this up at all. I might actually break these up a little bit, I think. So maybe these pieces. We'll make maybe the same color as that blue. So let's do that. So they'll be a blue. Yeah, it just looks a little bit better. It'll be a bit more, it was just looking a bit too heavy at the top being the same one material. So we'll break it up a little bit more. That should be alright. I think that's good. Let's turn Vertex Coloring off. and jump out of isolation. Let's do a quick save just to be on the safe side. And I can have a copy. Contigi, thank you for the 14-month subscription. I didn't notice sooner. Thank you, Contigi. I do appreciate it, guys, when you sub to the channel. So thank you, Contigi, for the 14-month subscription. You're awesome. Thank you. I do appreciate it. It does help the channel when you sub, so I do appreciate you guys subbing. Where are we? Android Lost says there is a guidebook talking about ZBrush. Android Lost says, Contigi says to Android Lost, at the 31-month sub, yes. And Android Lost has been subbed for 31 months. My second longest sub would be Android Lost. My longest sub is Tamana. She's been subbed, I think, for 38 months. But Android Lost comes a close second. It's crazy. Look, I can't believe I've been streaming on Twitch that long. It doesn't feel like that long. Madness. It's madness. So long. I've been streaming for so long. Okay, so what do we got left here? I think all that's left now are the 2 inner doors. I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure. We'll check in a minute, but let's go to the inner doors. So we've got the left door and the right door. But we only have to do one of them because they're copies of each other. So, yeah, so it's going to use the same texture map. They're both going to use the same texture map anyway. So we'll just pick one and we'll do one. So we want the frame to be one color. Then we want these pieces to be one color. These pieces should probably be the same, but I'm going to break this up again. So all of these can be the same color. These little swirly bits can be a separate color. I want to include those. We might actually include these as well. Actually, no, I changed my mind. Let's make that its own color. Then that will leave these decorative bits here. And we'll also make, actually, just those decorative bits there. Let's make them their own color. That will leave then these decorative bits. Let's make them their own color. And then that will leave just these bars. And we'll make them their own color. So if I turn Vertex Coloring on, I think that should be everything Vertex Colored. And it is, that's good. And again, I'm just double checking my selections here. I might change this one here to the same color as the green. That might be more interesting, I think. I'm wondering if I should change that to the pink. Must not touch my face. Bad Phil. Yeah, no, I won't change it to the pink. I want to keep these. These are going to sort of like match the rest of the elevator So then they're going to be a unique material, so we won't do that. But I might make this little half circle. We might make that the same color as the blue here, just so we got a little bit more interest and a little bit more balance. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Okay, let's turn Vertex Coloring off. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to turn Vertex Coloring on for everything now, so I can check that I have not forgotten anything. So we're going to start with the, actually I forgot the light fitting, but we'll come back to that. So let's start with this one. Where is that one? Let me get out of sub-object mode. So I'm just going to turn Vertex Coloring on for everything to make sure that we've not forgotten anything. The door. The frame. The lift. The left door, which is fine. We're not doing the right door because it's just a copy. The cable is all going to be one color anyway, so it doesn't need Vertex Coloring. And then we've got the outer glass tube and the wire mesh inner tube. They don't need to be. They're going to be using a separate shader inside of the Unreal Engine, so they don't need to go into Substance Painter. So I think we're good. I think we've Vertex colored everything up. Hang on, what am I spotting down here? Okay, that's okay. I think it's the inner lift. Let me just check the inner lift. It's these pieces here, which are still, that's okay. It's as wide as the same color. That's fine. It's fine. Okay. So we're good to go. And again, I'm just going to go through and turn Vertex Coloring off. It gets distracting otherwise. I'll leave the left door Vertex colored. That'll remind me that that's the one I need to export because I haven't done the other one, because we're just going to be duplicating it. Let's do a quick save. So yes, new NVIDIA cards, excited about that. New consoles, excited about that. I'm just checking out in the gallery the image you posted, Andrew, last. Very nice. I'll show that just before I sign off for the day. It looks great though. So let's start sending this over to Substance Painter. Let's start with the frame. So I'm going to export selected. Let's get into the right folder. I'm going to create a new folder here. I'm going to call it, that's Elevator Controller. Let's call this Elevator. And I'm going to put subfolders in here. I'm going to call this one Elevator Frame, because that's what it is, yes. And Elevator Frame underscore LP for low poly. Now I'm going to hide the low poly version, turn on the high poly frame, and we're going to export that. And this is going to be the same name, but instead of LP it'll be HP. Go figure, for high poly. I'm going to go back and turn it off again so I don't confuse myself when I get back into Max. Let's jump into Substance Painter and create a new project. We're going to do it, set it to 2K, compute tangent space, go into the elevator frame, and we want the low poly version. Okay, now we're going to bake out our maps. The first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to bake out the ID map. So I don't know why, but when you do a bake out from a high to a low, Substance Painter wants to use Material ID Vertex Colors from the high poly mesh, which is strange for to me. I don't know why. So I'm going to do a bake out first on the low poly mesh. So I'm going to use the high as the low as the high. But I'm only going to bake out the ID map. I'm going to bake out the Vertex Color. Okay, now I'm going to bake out again. I'm not going to bake out the ID, but I'll bake out everything else. I'm not going to use the low as the high, but we're going to load in the high poly mesh. Everything else should be good. And we're going to bake out selected. That's because Painter is dumb as a box of rocks. I agree. Painter is as dumb as a box of rocks. You have such a way with words, Smurfberry. So now we've baked out the high poly version onto the low poly. So we've got some nice detailing going on the fretwork. And we can start texturing it up. But before we do that, let's just do a save. Call it elevator frame. But we kept our nice, we've got our ID maps for our material IDs. All right, let's jump into our smart materials and let's see if we can start using, we did create 2 smart materials that were based on the elevator controller. Let's see what they're like, if we can use them. If I can remember what I called them. Let me see if I can do a filter here. Yeah, there we go, elevator controller and elevator gold. Let's start with the elevator controller and assign that. Now we are going to make some adjustments because the material IDs and stuff will have changed. Going to get rid of that blank layer from the bottom. Make sure our color selection is correct. Let's pick the color to the red. Just going through and making sure if I've changed any other material colors, color selection to the red. I'm just trying to work out why it's showing up as quite so gold. I must have missed something somewhere. Oh, okay, it's because I didn't remove the old color selection, I think. Why are you doing this? What is going on here? Let's find the right layer. It's not the one I'm looking for. Maybe that one. No, I think it is this one. I'm going to mask. I'm going to mask this with color selection. I'm going to group this. Mask it with color selection. Do these. And then this one. I'm going to remove the color selection. Actually, let's mask that to maybe here. Maybe not. Well, I've got it turned off. No wonder I'm not seeing it. I'm thinking, why isn't it showing up? Because I don't have it turned on. There we go. That would help. Okay, this is the layer that I want to look at. Let's play with the mask a little bit. I just wanted to knock back on the gold on those vertical bars. I just thought it was a bit too gold. Okay, let's start playing around with some of the other bits and pieces now. Let's just rename this one. Leave it named as it is. We do have an elevated gold here. I just want to pull that in and see what it's going to look like. Wait for substance to catch up, because these are very multi-layered smart materials, so they are quite complex. It does take substance a little while. It is doing something. I can hear it revving up my computer. My fan's revving up in my computer. We just got to wait. and hope it doesn't crash. Substance just doing substance things. That's right, Android Lost. But again, in fairness to Substance Painter, these smart materials that we made are multi-layered. There's a lot of material layers going on there. Wouldn't surprise me for Substance to crash. No, it did it, finally. We're just going to go through now and check if there's anything we want to make adjustments to. Again, even me just opening up the layer here is taking Substance a little while. Even though it looks like two layers, there's layers within layers within layers. I'm going to pick the green. Let me get rid of that green. And again, I'm waiting for Substance to there we go, to catch up when I turn this on and all, so I can see exactly what it's doing. Let's just change the mask a little bit. I want to pull up, I want to make them quite gold, these bars in the middle. Let me just do a save here because I really don't trust Substance Painter. And let's get rid of our filter. And let's see what else we got here that we can start adding. Maybe. Let's have a look at this one. Again, I've just got to wait for Substance Painter here. No. Okay, let's mask with color selection to this and also to this. We want to use a smart mask. And we'll go with surface 1. Before I do that, I'm going to again, it's taking Substance a little while between when I turn these on and off for it to do something. I can hear my machine revving in the background. I'm just trying to get my layers right. So even though it looks like I'm sitting here and not doing anything, I'm actually just waiting for the program. Okay. That's the bars in the background. Yep. I'm going to move this layer underneath of this one. And we're going to group these layers together. I always get nervous when I know the program is having a problem. I can hear my machine revving in the background. So it always starts to freak me out a little bit, because I know Substance is getting ready to crash sometimes. Again, let's just do a quick save, just to be on the safe side. We're going to throw a smart mask now on that group. Yeah, I thought it was going to do that. Let's just undo that. We're going to... Alright. We're going to mask with color selection. And pick that one and that one. And the red. And that. And the purple. And the yellow. No, it's not the one I want. I'm going to remove this color selection because that's not needed. I'm going to throw down a smart mask. I think I threw that in the wrong spot. Let me undo that. Let me clear out the mask as well. Helps if I turn it on. Now we're going to throw down the smart mask. No problems, Android lost. I'm just going to dial this back a little bit. Let's look at this piece through here. Let's go with what do I want to go with? Again, I'm just going to do a quick save before I start throwing more materials down, just to be on the safe side. I might just look at this middle-aged one. Actually, I just want to make sure I'm at the top of my stack as well. Just waiting for it to close my layers down. There we go. Let's throw that on the top here. We're going to mask with yeah, we'll mask with color selection. May also mask a couple of these as well, so okay. I thought I broke that up a little bit more, but I didn't. All right. I just want the pentagram to stand out a little bit more, the gold pieces, so I'm just darkening up the metal that sort of surrounds that gold pentagram, just so it stands out. A little bit more. We could probably mask the same color, the same texture to here. Darken that up. I'm just going to play around to see what the color looks like here as well. No, I think I prefer it gold. We could do the same thing with the sides to see if they look better as a darker color. And I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you think that the supports look better dark? Is this dark metal, or do they look better with the gold? You decide. As a dark metal, probably makes the gold here stand out a bit more, but I'm just worried it's starting to get a bit too dark all over. Mercury says, I suppose that depends on the ratio of light to dark and the rest of the... Well, that's true. Maybe we shouldn't make a final decision until we get the rest of the thing textured out. I mean, these are just the supports that hold the lift in place. We are going to have a lot of gold on the lift as well. I'm in two minds as to whether we make them gold or dark. Tom Awesome. Thank you for the follow, Tom Awesome. My apologies for not noticing sooner. Welcome to Phil Does 3D. Good to see you, Tom Awesome. And Tom Awesome says dark metal could work, but it's hard to read in the viewport. Yeah, it is. It's going to be hard until we actually see the rest of the lift done. It should probably be dark. I think when they would design these sort of things, they wouldn't probably put gold on the supports for the lift. Normally it would be dark. It would be a dark metal. Wouldn't be a gold painted metal. Mercury says, split the difference, make no decision. 50% opacity on both. Yeah, I don't know. Android Lost says, I'm leaning dark, but Smurf makes a good point. And welcome, Tom. Yes, welcome, Tom. Smurfberry says it's an environment. Is the environment area also dark? I imagine the shaft will be dark. Again, I haven't completely thought of the design for the environment for this room yet, but it probably will be quite dark. The room will be quite dark. Like it'll be dark with accent lighting. So where this goes up the shaft for the elevator, it will actually be quite probably dark up there. So Tom Awesome says, is the dark an accent? Not sure what you mean, Tom. How easy does gold scratch? Android Lust says, and then Smurf says very easily. I'm not sure what you mean by is the dark an accent, Tom. An accent color? Well, what about this? Yeah, an accent color. What about this? I'm just going to pull back here and check it from a bit of a distance, because that's basically when you're walking up to the lift, you're going to see it like, you know, from a distance, a bit of a distance. Having the darker support beams helps make the central piece here stand out a bit more. And the same at the back. If we keep them dark, then I probably want to change the texture on the frame here and not have it be the same dark color. If we don't and we take it back to gold, then I'd keep the frame here as a darker color. I'm leaning more toward dark. I think it makes this stand out more. The decorative piece in the middle, I think it stands out a lot more with the darker support beams. And the support beams generally are not going to, probably wouldn't be gold. I mean, they could be, but like gold painted, they could be. Tom says it makes it stand out, but the pentagram is hard to see. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Well, what if we do something else for the pentagram then? Let me find the pentagram. I'm just not sure where it is. Where in my layer stack the pentagram is. Not that one. Again, I'm waiting for some. There we go. It's that one there. So this one is the darker one. This one is the bars at the back. Again, come on, substance. You're a bit slow. There we go. What about if we... And again, I've got to try and remember which one is the pentagram, because I've forgotten which color the pentagram material color is. I mean, okay. What about if we look for another material? Let's see what this one looks like. Again, I'm just going to do a save to make sure. And if we mask with color selection, we can sort of make the pentagram stand out a little bit more. What do you guys think? Too much? Not enough? You like it? Yeah, I think Tom was right. The pentagram was getting a bit lost. If we make it this really bright gold, it helps to make it stand out a bit more. Feeling better? Tom says good. Okay, we'll say yes to the gold then on the pentagram. I like the supports darker because it helps the gold stand out here, and then we have the lighter gold here for the pentagram, so the pentagram stands out more. Tom says, is your albedo using correct PBR values? The dark feels too dark. It should be using correct PBR values. You're saying you think that the dark of the supports is too dark. Let's have a look. I actually just want to change something here. And again, I've got to remember what color that is. I'm just going to jump back to max really quick. And I'm going to turn on my Vertex Coloring here. Just so I can remember what color it's the red, okay. So we could remove the red. I didn't like the bump that was happening on that anyway. Now let me find the dark material, which is this one. Is that better, Tom? We're not quite as dark. It's always hard to, yeah. Smedbury says, play with your HDRI. Tom says, it's always hard to tell with Painter. I typically just throw my models to Marmoset to judge the materials. I think it's so best to test in it. Yeah, we'll wait till we get it into the Unreal Engine, because it's no problem for us to come back in, reload the project, and then resave out the material if we find that when we get it into Unreal it shows it's coming in too dark. It should be fine though, because I haven't changed anything that would cause it to be the PBR not to be the correct value. Again, I'm just coming back, looking at it from a distance to make sure it looks correct. Everything looks correct and balanced. Let's save this. How are we going here? Okay. Because we can always come back once we start texturing the other bits and pieces up. We want to make any adjustments to the asset. What we might do though is we might we're getting toward the end of the stream. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to start another one of the assets. We made a start on texturing it anyway, so next week I think we will actually I'm going to leave Vertex Coloring on there. That'll remind me of what we've already textured up and what we still need to texture up. So if I just save my file like it is, next week we can finish doing the texturing for the rest of the lift. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. Let's check out Android Lust's image he posted in the gallery. Remember, if you do want to join the Builders 3D Discord gallery, become a Buildo, you can click that link that I've just popped into chat. But Android Lust posted a link in the gallery, and again, I love looking at the work you guys do, so feel free to post in the Discord gallery if you want to show off your work. There's a section there too if you want to link to your ArtStation or your portfolio, as well as the tutorials and tips section. That looks great, Android Lust. Let me just zoom out properly. Yeah, it looks really cool. I love it. I love the lighting as well. The lighting looks really cool. Did you not texture this up though? You did say it was a work in progress, so badge bill, of course. No, it's looking really nice. Again, I love the pose. I love the character. You always do wonderful work. And I love the lighting effect as well. The gold rays. So yes, no, beautiful work, Android Lust. I love the character. I love the texturing. I love the pose as well. You do make some really nice characters. I love this little reward poster for her up on the wall. That looks really cool. Yeah, very nice work. And I know it's a work in progress, so I know there are a couple of bits and pieces here you're still working on. Maybe just chamfer the edge of these of the window frame a little bit, so it's not quite so stark. Maybe you have, and I'm just the way it looks here. It's just the only thing that sort of stands out to me. But everything else looks great. I love the texturing you have going on the chairs and the table. That looks really cool. I like the floor as well. She's looking great. The coat actually is really nicely done as well. The texture work on the coat. And the hair looks great. Really nice. You do hair really well. Beautiful work. Nice composition. Nice texturing. Good silhouette. Nice lighting. Very nice. Android Lust has posted a lot of his work in the gallery, so you guys really should check him out. Some of the work he's created it's just amazing. And he's a machine. He knocks them out so quickly as well. For the quality that he achieves, he's really talented. Not just, there's a lot of talented guys and girls that are posted in the Discord gallery, so you should check their work out as well. Android Lust says the first iteration of the hair blew up on me. I don't know why. Burberry says like Miranda from Brave. She does remind me of Miranda from Brave, you're right. She does. Her face does look a bit like that. And Miranda's hair is sort of like that as well. She looks great though. Hair is always really difficult to do in 3D, and I think you always do a really, really amazing job on the hair. I'm very impressed. Again, I'm not a character artist, so I can appreciate how hard it is to do things like hair. She looks great. Yeah, and again, guys and girls, jump on the Discord server if you haven't already. Again, that's the link for Discord I've just popped in chat. Click that, that'll give you an invite to join the Discord server. I think we might leave it there for today though, guys and girls. We will pick up this texturing the rest of this up next week when I come back on Monday. I do want to thank you, though, for being here and hanging out with me and for watching. Again, I'll be back live on Monday next week at 5 p.m. Pacific in the United States, which will be 10 a.m. in Australia, or 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. I know it's very early for you guys in the UK. Thanks again, guys, for staying and watching, and thank you for Android Lust and to Contiki for the subs. I do appreciate that too. I will be back on Monday next week. You guys stay healthy, happy, and safe in this new world we live in with the pandemic. And I will see you all again on Monday next week. Take care, guys.